Welcome to this explainer. Think of our time together today as a one-on-one holistic consultation, right from the comfort of your screen. I'm going to be your clinical nutritionist today, and we're going to walk through exactly how you can heal your body from the inside out. Now, we hear the word inflammation thrown around all the time in health and wellness circles, right? But today, we're going to actually unpack the cellular science behind it. And more importantly, I'm going to give you the exact nutritional prescription to take back control of your health.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Here's our roadmap for today. First, the hidden inflammatory fire. Then, neutralizing free radicals. Next, your anti-inflammatory meal plan, followed by the smart grocery list. And finally, moving, mending, and mindfulness.
All right, Section 1, the hidden inflammatory fire.
To really understand this, I want you to think of inflammation as a biological fire. It's actually your body's completely natural defense mechanism reacting to an injury or an infection. But not all fires are the same. We essentially have two very different types. Over on the left, we've got acute inflammation. This is that short-term response. Think of a sprained ankle or a bad paper cut. You get redness, heat, swelling, and pain. That is a healthy, totally necessary fire that helps you heal. But on the right, well, that's where the danger lies. Chronic inflammation. This is an insidious, low-grade fire that just burns and burns for extended periods, often without you even noticing any obvious symptoms. The prolonged activation of this response damages your healthy cells, and science strongly links it to things like arthritis, heart disease, diabetes, and even certain cancers.
So what's actually fueling this dangerous chronic fire? Well, to be blunt, poor dietary choices act as direct accelerants. The standard modern diet, which, let's face it, is unfortunately packed with processed foods, refined sugars, unhealthy fats, and artificial additives, is quite literally pouring gasoline on the flames. Things like trans fats and fried foods and excessive refined carbohydrates significantly elevate the inflammatory markers right in our bloodstream. They completely hinder your body's natural ability to maintain balance. Moving on to Section 2, neutralizing free radicals.
Which leads me to a pretty massive question for you. How do we extinguish this internal fire? I mean, if our modern environment and our modern diets are constantly trying to spark chronic inflammation, what's our defense? Well, the answer actually lies in the specific chemistry of our food. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is our biological antidote, antioxidants. These are incredible compounds found heavily in fruits and vegetables. You see, throughout the day, our bodies produce these things called free radicals. They are unstable molecules that roam around damaging cells and triggering that chronic inflammation we just talked about. Antioxidants essentially step in and neutralize these free radicals by generously donating an electron to them, long before those radicals can cause any cellular harm. They literally act like microscopic cellular fire extinguishers.
Let's look at the absolute best natural sources for these fire extinguishers. Berries, especially blueberries and strawberries, are packed with flavonoids, which specifically target and reduce inflammatory markers. Then you've got leafy greens like spinach and kale, delivering phytonutrients that deeply support your immune system. And we absolutely cannot forget the spice rack. Ginger contains gingerol, and turmeric contains an incredibly potent active compound called curcumin. Both have profound anti-inflammatory effects. And actually, here's a fun fact for you. You can boost your body's absorption of that curcumin by 2,000% just by adding a tiny pinch of black pepper. 2,000%. It's amazing.
Section 3, your anti-inflammatory meal plan.
Okay, so let's put this science directly onto your plate. Here is a simple template for a weekly meal plan, just to show you how straightforward and honestly delicious this routine can be. For a daily breakfast, try doing overnight oats topped with berries and chia seeds. It gives you fantastic fiber and a massive hit of those crucial antioxidants right out of the gate. For lunches throughout the week, you could rotate in a quinoa salad loaded with mixed greens, tomatoes, cucumbers, and a really nice lemon tahini dressing. Tossing in some avocado introduces healthy fats, which are integral in combating inflammation. And then for dinners, try batch cooking some grilled salmon, a side of steamed broccoli, and some sweet potatoes. Cooking larger portions of that dinner makes meal prepping for the very next day's lunch incredibly easy.
And this brilliantly illustrates the why behind what we're doing. Notice the salmon and the chia seeds from that meal plan. They are absolutely loaded with omega-3 fatty acids. Now, these aren't just empty calories. Omega-3s actively inhibit the production of inflammatory cytokines in your body, meaning they are actively cooling that chronic fire and promoting excellent heart health at the exact same time. It's just a brilliant connection between what we eat and our cellular biology.
Let's jump to Section 4, the smart grocery list.
Realistically, healing begins in the grocery aisles.
So, first rule of the grocery store, never ever shop while you're hungry. Second rule, these are the specific sections you want to prioritize. Fresh produce should be your primary source of antioxidants. Whole grains, like brown rice, oats, and quinoa, are vital. They provide the fiber that is absolutely crucial for maintaining a healthy gut microbiome. And let me tell you, your gut is a massive regulator of inflammation in the body. Plus, whole grains help manage your blood sugar levels, preventing the crazy spikes that trigger inflammatory responses. Finally, you'll want to round out your cart with legumes and plenty of healthy fats from nuts, seeds, and avocados.
Now, as your clinical guide today, I have to give you a golden rule. Make a habit of reading labels to avoid processed foods, high in refined sugars, and unhealthy fats. These ingredients are stealthy, you guys. They hide in innocent-looking salad dressings, packaged breads, and everyday snacks, directly contributing to weight gain, metabolic disturbances, and basically fueling the exact inflammation we are trying to stop. So read the label. If it's loaded with added sugar or trans fats, do your body a favor and just leave it on the shelf.
Finally, Section 5, Moving, Mending, and Mindfulness. Let's talk about movement, because diet is only part of the equation. The magic number here is 150. That is the minimum number of minutes of moderate intensity aerobic activity you should really be aiming for each week. Engaging in regular exercise actively helps modulate your body's inflammatory response. It improves circulation, releases mood-enhancing endorphins, and ideally you want to complement that with strength training a couple of days a week too.
Next, we absolutely have to talk about stress, which leads us straight to cortisol. Cortisol is a stress hormone, and when it remains constantly elevated due to the chronic stress of our modern busy lives, it actively fuels systemic inflammation. This is why mending and mindfulness are simply non-negotiable. Practices like mindfulness meditation help anchor you in the present moment, significantly reducing anxiety. Yoga is also incredibly beneficial because it combines physical postures with breathing techniques that have been clinically shown to directly lower levels of cortisol. It's effectively cooling the fires of systemic inflammation right from a neurological level.
And the absolute last piece of the puzzle is 7 to 9. That's the hours of quality sleep you need every single night. No shortcuts here. Sleep deprivation is a massive trigger for inflammation and leaves you wide open to a whole host of health conditions. Aiming for 7 to 9 hours deeply supports your immune system and your body's vital overnight recovery processes. Limiting your screen time before bed and creating a cool, comfortable sleep environment are really great first steps to getting there.
When you combine these lifestyle adjustments with the dietary changes we've gone over today, you're taking a complete holistic approach to your health. It's incredibly powerful. So I want to leave you with this final provocative thought. Are you ready to view your next meal not just as food, but as cellular medicine? Because every single bite is a choice to either fan the flames of inflammation or extinguish them entirely. The choice and the power is completely yours. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I hope you feel super empowered to take control of your health.